Hello everyone and welcome to another Magic Box review. Today we have the Figma Link Between Worlds figure. Now this figure has the most accessories I've ever had come with a Figma. It's the deluxe edition, so there's a lot to look at. Let's get started. Okay, so the box is actually huge. The box, you know, I've had to zoom my camera right out. So as you can see Link in there. It's the child version of Link, the kind of old style that has been adopted, you know, Link Between Worlds, Link to the Past as well. And here you can see all of the accessories. He's got a changeable face, he's got a shield, he's got a pot, he's got a bomb, he's got a little mai, he's got a rupee, and there's actually a stand for the rupee. There's the wind staff, there is the hook shot, and there's the master sword as well. It's actually a beautiful figure, and I'm really looking forward to getting out the box. The box is very stereotypical of a Figma figure nowadays, you know, with the big window and the colour scheme and the number on the front as well. On the side there's a lovely picture of Link holding onto the wind staff, being propelled, and on the back here there is a lot of pictures. Oh yeah, there's even the 2D version of him there. There's a lot of pictures of stuff that you can do with him, all the accessories. It's actually really great. And here you got another nice picture, and then back around. The top of the box is the same, lovely picture of Link with the hook shot and a bomb, and again it's the same on the bottom. So let's get him out of the box, shall we? So here he is out of the box in his tray, and you really get a feel of how many accessories there actually are that come with this piece. I mean, yeah, you've got the bombs, you've even got an extended hook shot, you've got the wind stuff, you've got a mai, as I said, but on top of that as well, you have, in true Figma style, you have, you know, a bag full of accessories. So with this figure comes a number of 2D accessories as well. So we have the 2D version of Link when he goes into the walls in Link Between Worlds, and I absolutely love that little detail, it's great. And you get a plethora of changeable hands. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and including his hands there are 8. He has 8 different hands, 4 different sets of hands that you can change them to, which is astounding really. I mean, Figma is so good at producing such great figures with lots of detail and lots of changeable accessories. And of course you have the wind stuff, which helps Link fly. This is the propeller version, so it's so good. There are loads and loads of things you can do with this figure. So let's take a look at the paperwork as well. So the paperwork, there's a lot to look at. I mean, these are all the things you can do with Link, and this is all the things that you need to do to take full advantage of the figure. And I just think it's amazing how much versatility this figure has. This is the English version, and this is, I believe, the Japanese version. So now that we have him out the box, you can really see how much of a wonderful figure he is. He actually stands on his own, which is really nice due to his bigger feet. But you can see just how lovely and detailed this figure is. I mean, it is quite a cartoony figure, but they packed so much into this little package. I mean, he's a tiny figure as well, so he's only about 4 inches high. But there's so much character in this figure due to the art style and the direction that they've taken it, and they've reproduced it fantastically. He even has his little bracelet, which allows him to go into the walls as well. And he's got a lot of articulation as well. So to show you his articulation, I've had to put him on a stand to stop him falling over. But as you'd expect with most Figma figures, he is very well articulated. There's articulation pretty much everywhere that you would need it. So starting with his arms move up and down. His shoulder joints are really well articulated on a ball. His head moves really nicely as well. Moves very freely. And the same with his hands. They can move all around as well on a ball joint. and his legs, they're actually double or triple jointed, one at the hip, and then of course on his knee, and then you've got an ankle joint as well, and then you've got small articulation just on his feet, just like a hinge there. That's actually quite hard to manipulate, well, a bit harder to manipulate. So right now we'll go on to the interchangeable parts. So there are a plethora of interchangeable parts for this this certain figure, but most notably the changeable faces and the changeable hands. So the face, for the face, as with most Figmas, you just pop it off like that. Here's his hair, that all comes off in one piece. And here is his more relaxed face as well. The other face he comes with is slightly meaner looking, but it's still very cute. So that is a really nice piece. And then, you know, just to pop it on, there's a little peg there, and then you pop his face on like that, and then you put his hair on over the top of that as well. Now his hands are another great part of this figure. As I said, there are 4 different sets of hands, which is absolutely fantastic. Figma never ever fails to disappoint on this certain regard. So we've got some 2 open hands, we've got 2 bunched up fists here and here, and we've got some open hands but with accessories. And then we have the 2 that are on the figure, which are for holding accessories like his sword and his shield. Now to change his hands, it's quite simple, as it should be, and it's not too strenuous. You just give it a little wiggle and it pops right up. And then we'll pop it back in again, just for the sake of that. Okay, let's get some accessories on him, and then I'll put him in some different positions with the different accessories, and we'll have a good look at what he can do. Okay, as you can see, we have all the accessories lined up, and there's a lot to look at. There's the most accessories I've ever had come with a figure, or even a figure that I've looked at, let alone bought myself. This is the deluxe edition, so I don't think the regular edition comes with all of this. I believe it just comes with the shield and the sword, but don't quote me on that. I just saw the deluxe edition and I wasn't going to settle for anything less. Okay, so let's start from left to right. We have a clay pot. This is, you know, stereotypical of the Zelda series. Love smashing pots and that, and it's beautiful molded, not too much detail, not an awful lot to say there, but it's sturdy and it looks great. We have a bomb, again another really good staple of the Zelda series, and I believe that has a hole in the bottom for a stand. Here we have a Mai. You spend a lot of time looking for these little guys in the game, that is for sure. And here you can see his little face, and his shell is really nicely molded as well. Okay, this is the wind staff. This is one of the items that you pick up during the game. I mean, this set doesn't have all of the items that you can pick up in the game, but there are so many. I wouldn't really want it to have that many. It's just, there's so many little pieces to lose, but this set is such good value for money just with what it has. So this is the wind staff, again lovely mold. The top comes off, so you can put the 2D propeller on there, and it looks great when that's on there. We have the hook shot. The hook shot again is really nicely molded, well painted. It's very simple, but you know, it does its job. And here we have the extended hook shot. The claw actually for this just, you know, pops out like so, and then you can put the extended version of that in there, and there you go, extended hook shot. And then here we have a rupee. Again, this has never been included in a Zelda set that I know of, and it's great. It looks great. You see through, and it has a little stand, so you know it floats there, and you just prop it up, and it looks really cool. And of course, the main event, the Master Sword. I mean, what a lovely piece this Master Sword is. It actually has a nicer feature than the Skyward Sword Link that I have, because on the Skyward Sword Link, the bottom of the hilt, bottom of the handle comes off, and it's very easy to lose. But this one is a lot more convenient in the fact that the whole handle just pops out like so, and it's not as easy to lose, and yet it still does the job. There we go. And then of course it wouldn't be Link without that famous Hylian shield, would it? That looks absolutely stunning, especially in this light. The gold paint, the red paint for the Triforce, and on the back here we have the handles. They just pop out, and this handle comes in half for Link's hands as well. So there's a whole lot of stuff you can do with these. I mean, you will never ever get bored of positioning this figure, I bet. You know, I don't tend to do an awful lot with mine. I just love looking at them, and that's just enough for me. But you know, you can make these figures do whatever you want them to, and you can play out any scenario in the games, and it's just, yeah, there's nothing to fault really for these accessories. It's just such a privilege to have so many accessories with the figure. So with all that said and done, let's put some accessories with him, and let's make him look like he did in the game. Let's go for it. So here we have Link posed with his classic sword and shield. The accessories were really easy to put on. It doesn't take very long, and the way that they mount is really good. Especially the shield, it stays nice and secure. I know the Skyward Sword Link doesn't quite stay as secure as this one, but everything looks great with him. It looks as if it, you know, is meant to, and there's no real fault here. There's no imperfection or anything on any of the accessories either, so I just think it's absolutely fantastic. Let's put some more with him as well. And here we have Link flying with the wind staff, or as I've just learned by looking at the instructions, is called the tornado rod. I bet some people were not very happy with me for calling it the wind staff. It has been a long time since I played the games, but yeah, again, it looks absolutely great. I mean, I love the 2D disc that it comes with that attaches to the rod. I mean, it's just those little things that Figma have thought of including that really make the figure pop, you know. I wouldn't have thought of that, but you know, they've absolutely knocked it out of the park with these accessories. So that is about it in terms of the full review. I'll give the figure a 9 out of 10. I absolutely adore it. I think it was really good value. I paid around £40 for this, and just the amount of stuff that you get with it is absolutely ridiculous. I've never ever had that many accessories with a figure, and they just absolutely knocked it out of the park. The quality is amazing, as you'd expect from Figma, and you can just do so much with him. So I can't say anything wrong about this figure. The only thing that maybe I would nitpick, and this is just me being a bit of a spoiled brat here, I would maybe include one more face, like a meaner face, because this one is just like a concentrated face, and the other one is just like a placid face. But I would have included maybe like a bit of a meaner face. But you know, that is the biggest nitpick that you can take with this model. Honestly, it's just fantastic. So now I'll just take some pictures and swing with the outro.